Hello, welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we'll be considering formulas and functions. Excel is actually very important because it gives us a room to perform various calculations, ranging from simple down to advanced complex calculation. But for this lesson, we'll be considering just 25 formulas in Excel. I want us to see how we can apply them, as well as we will also touch some other things. For now, this formula we want to consider is how to add. When you are working with formulas in Excel, the first thing to do is to start with the sign equals to. Now let's insert our equals to here now. Equals to, shift, click on enter. Now we've applied what? We've added this what? Cell B3, cell B2 and cell what? C2 together now. Now let's subtract this now. Equals to cell what? Cell B3 minus cell what? Cell C3. Click on enter. That's how to subtract. Now the next thing is what? Multiply. Now to multiply, hold your what? Equals to cell B4. Now hold your shift key, shift 8. Multiply by this. Click on enter. Now let's divide now. Equals to cell B5 divided by cell C5. Click on enter. That's how to divide. Now, when you add in Excel, now there are two ways to add in Excel. The first one was the way we added in cell B2 plus what? Cell C2. Now, this is the second way now. We want to apply the what? The sum formula now. Now, let's say we want to add everything at a go. Everything we have here, the whole data set we have here now. Now, let's apply our equal sign, sum. Click on sum. Now, this. Now, arrow right. Hold your shift key, arrow right, arrow down. Sorry. Hold your shift key, arrow down, arrow right. Close the bracket, click on enter. Now, this is telling us that what? The sum of all the numbers here is what? 179. These are the two ways you can what? Use your add and what? Sum formula. Now, the next thing we'll be looking at is the what? Is the mean. How do we find the what? The minimum in Excel. Now, let's apply our minimum formula now. That's the meaning. Equals to meaning. Click on it. Now, hold your shift key, arrow down, arrow right. Now, the minimum number, close the bracket, click on enter. Now, the minimum number here is what? Is 4. Now, let's find the maximum now. Or better still, Ctrl Z to undo the last action. Let's do it here. Equals to meaning, double click, click on it. Now, arrow down, arrow right, close the bracket, click on enter. That's the minimum. Now let's find the maximum. Equals to max, arrow down, arrow right, close the bracket, click on enter. Now trim. When do we apply this trim? Now look at this and look at what I type here. Third day entertainment. Now, for instance, now there are too much space in between this now, and I want to close all this space now. You can just make use of your what? You can make use of your trim. In a situation whereby you have some data and the spaces between them are too much, you can just apply your trim. Now let me apply trim to this information now. Equals to trim, click on it, click on this, close the bracket, click on enter. You can see now the spaces in between them as what? Has actually reduced. compared to before. You can see it now. That's the what? Essence of the trim now. Now let's look at lower. Now in a situation whereby you have some informations in capital letter now, and you want to actually type them in what? In small letter. You can just make use of your what? Of your lower formula now. Just equals to lower. Click on it. Okay, before I do that, let me undo that. Now let me just type, for instance, I typed data data crafting lab. Click on enter. Now let me apply the lower formula now, equals to lower lower. Now text, close the bracket, click on enter. Can you see now? It has actually what? Returned them to what? To small letter or true. That's the essence of the lower now. Now let me, this upper now, if I want to return this actual what? Information now back to what? The original state now, I can just make use of the what? I can just make use of the upper formula now. I can just return them to what? To the capital letter format that it was before. Equals to upper, click on it, close the bracket, click on enter. Can you see it now? That's the difference between the what? The lower and the upper. The lower end returned what? The capital letter to the what? To small letter, while the upper returned it to what? From low end, small letter to the what? To the capital. Now let's look at the median. The median is the middle number when they are arranged from the highest to the lowest. Let's assume we want to get the median now for this set of numbers now. You just apply equals to median. Now click on the formula now. Now from here, control arrow down, close the bracket, click on enter. It gives me the median to be 6. It arranges now from the lowest to the highest and picks the what? The middle one. That's how to get the median. Now the next one is the mode. Now if I want to get the mode is the most occurrence now. Let's apply the formula now. Equals to mode. Click on it. Now we want to what? Get the mode from here down here. Close the bracket. Click on enter. Can you see now? The most occurrence what? Occurrent number here is what? Is 6. That's the mode. That's how to get. Now the next one is the auto sum. Now the auto sum gives you without actually typing the formula. If you have some values now, for instance, now I have all these values now, and I want to get the auto sum for it. I want to get the auto sum for these values of number and for these numbers in vertical now. How do I do that? Just come to formula. Now click on formula. Under formula, you will see auto sum now. Now you can see sum, average, count number, max, min, and so on. There are more functions under it. It's not actually the auto sum. You can also do for sum, average, and others. Now this auto means it does it for you automatically. I'll just do it for sum while you can practice others. Now for the auto sum now, just click on sum. These are the numbers. This is where I want to apply my auto sum now. Now click on sum now. If you click on sum, you can see it now. It has what? It has collated all the numbers in this vertical. Now click on enter now. Can you see now? It has automatically what? Sum up all the numbers we have in this what? Cells. From what? From cell C2 to what? To cell C13. That's how to use the auto. That's how to use the what? The auto sum. You can also do for the average, count numbers, max, meaning, and so on and so forth. Now the next one is the concatenate. Concatenate is the formula used to join string of words together. Now let's look at this. Let me just type some information here now. For instance, I have data here. Let me put data here. I have crafting lab. Let me increase the cell length. Here I have Damola. Here I have Adekunle. Here I have Bayo. Let me put Adewale here. Now click on enter. Now I want to what? I want to apply the concatenate. You can see now all this data now, data, crafting lab, Damola, Adekunle, Bayo, Adewale, they are all in what? Different column now. I want to join them together to be in one column. How do I do that now? I will make use of my what? Concatenate now. Now let's apply our concatenate now. Equals to concatenate data. You can see it's asking for text 1, text 2, comma. That's our text 1. Now close the bracket, click on enter. You can see it's beyond the cell length. Let me increase the cell length now. You can see now I've joined what? I've joined data crafting lab. Now let me do another example before I show you one thing now. Concatenate Damola, comma, Adekunle, close the bracket, click on enter. Now if you look at this now, you can see in between Damola and Adekunle, there is no space in between both of them now. Now how do we put space? Or how do we overcome this now? Now we have to modify this formula. Now the best thing to do is I will delete and I will do it again. I've shown you how concatenate work. Now to actually bring a space now, let me delete everything here. Delete everything here. Now let's start again. Now let's start. Equals to concatenate. That's our formula. Data, comma. Now you apply your double column now, double comma now. Space, double comma again, comma. Now click on this, close the bracket, click on enter. Sorry. Now it seems there's an error there. Let's do it again. Equals to concatenate. Double click on this, comma. Now you apply double comma. Hold your shift key, click on double comma, space, click on it again, comma, click on this, close the bracket, click on enter. And you can see now, there's space between what? Data and crafting lab. Now let me do for another example now. Equals to concatenate Damola, comma. Don't forget, hold your shift key, double column, space, apply it again, comma. Now click on this, close the bracket, click on enter. Now in a situation whereby you have for many details that you want to do it, in order for you not to have it what? Very taxing, you can just drag it down here. For instance, now you can see now it has done for what? Bayo and Adewale. That's how to what? Apply your concatenate. Now for instance, let me just get some domain letters here now. Let me put A, C, DC, Washington, okay. Let me just use W. Let me use domain letter outro. F, K, J K E G. Now let me just apply one formula here. Concatenate. Now this, click on this, comma, hold your shift key, double colon, space, do it again, comma. Now click on this, close the bracket, click on enter. Can you see now there's space between A and C now? You can just drag, bring your cursor here, just drag it down now. You can see now I've done for the rest. That's how to do for concatenate. And in a situation whereby you have a bulky data, that's how you are going to do it. Now the next thing now is the average. How do we calculate average? For instance now, you want to calculate the average of all these what? Of all these numbers now. Just apply your formula, average, click on it. Now just drag down. Now let me include, sorry, let me start from here. Close the bracket, click on enter. Can you see now? The average of all these numbers is what? Sorry. Oh, let me undo it. Now I did it for, okay. Average, and click, bring your cursor here, control arrow down, close the bracket, click on enter. Now the average of all these numbers is what? 11.66923. That's how to what? To get the average. Now the next one is what? Today's date. To get today's date, that's equals to today's, bring your cursor here, equals to today's, click on it, close the bracket, click on enter. Can you see now? The day I'm actually making this video is what? 11/7/2023. That's how to get today's date. Now the next one is current time, equals to now, open bracket, click on it, close the bracket, click on enter. Can you see now? Today's date is what? 11/7/2023 exact. Sorry. Now the current time is what? 4:54. That's the current time. That's how to what? To get the current time in Excel. Now the next formula is the if function. Now supposing we want to use this if now. Now let's try something. Equals to if, sorry, if, click on it. Now if I scroll up now, what we have here is what? Bayo Adewale, Damola Adekunle, Data Crafting Lab. Now supposing what is here now? Sorry, what is here now? That's J6 equals, what is here now? J6 equals what? Bayo, quotation, Bayo Adewale, quotation, comma, quotation, give me yes, close it. If not, quotation, give me no, close the quotation, close the bracket, click on enter. Can you see now? It's actually give us yes. Now in a situation whereby I change what is here now, if I change it now, okay, it's already on formula. Okay, let me try another example now. For instance, now let me just change what is here now to Damola. No, let me say Kunle. Click on enter now. Can you see now? It's telling me what? No. That means what? I've actually changed something here now. Now, when you are Now, in a situation whereby you are using the if formulas now, if you are dealing with words, you put it in what? Quotation. In a situation whereby you are dealing with numbers, you don't put it in quotation. Please take note of that. In a situation whereby you are dealing with words, you what? Put it in quotation. In a situation whereby you are dealing with numbers, you don't put it in what? Quotation. Look at now. Don't forget, Bayo Adewale, I put it in what? In quotation. What I'm trying to say here is that what? If what is in this J6 is what? Equals to what? Bayo Adewale, give me what? Yes. If not, give me what? No. That's what how to use the if function. As we proceed, we'll be looking at other things in the what? If function. Now let me try another example now. If open bracket, open bracket, let me say J4, that's data crafting lab, equals quotation data crafting lab, put it in quotation, comma, give me yes. Sorry. Yes. Put quotation, don't forget, comma, quotation. If not, give me a no. Close the quotation, close the bracket, click on enter. Can you see now? What I actually did here is what? If what is in J4 equals what? Data crafting lab, give me yes. If not, give me no. That's similar to what I did here. Now, when I change this Kunle now, you can see that it's actually what? Change it to no. That's how to use the if function. As we proceed, we will be looking at other things using the if function formula. Now, let's move to the next thing now. Now, the next one is the count formula now. Now, what the count actually does is that I want to count how many entries are in all these cells now. How did I do that? For instance, I have all these cells like this, and I want to count how many entries or data are in all these cells. Now, that is what the count does now. How do I do that now? Just come here, sorry, equals to count, click on it. Now, hold your shift key, control arrow down, okay, arrow right. Now close the bracket, click on enter. Now how many counts do we have here now? It's telling me now we check 1, 2, 3, 4. We stop here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where we stop. That means we have what? 12. In a situation whereby I change this 18 now to a letter now. Let me just put yes now. You will see that the count is still working. Can you see it now? It's actually still counting. That means what? The count does not work for the letter. Can you see what I'm actually saying now? It's still counting. That means the figures we have there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. 3 plus 4, that's 7, plus 3, that's 10. In a situation whereby I change this this years back to 18 now, can you see it now? It actually reflects back. That's what? That's 12. Now, the next thing is the counter. What the counter actually does is that it counts both numbers and words. So I want to count how many numbers and words are in a group of cells. Now, let's assume I put some words here and I want to apply my counter now. Now, let me say Tayo, Tunde, (23), Ayo. Click on enter. Now it's actually changing because we've applied some formulas there before. Now let me use my counter now, equals to count A. Now click on it. I scroll up. Now hold your control key, arrow down, arrow right. Now close the bracket, click on enter. Now if you look at it now, this 16 now that we have here, now we started from here to here. Now we have four numbers here now, four numbers here, four numbers here, and we have some words here, Tayo, Tunde, and a figure here, and also Ayo. Now you can see now that what the counter now actually count both the words, that's the letters and the what and the form and the numbers. That's what the counter actually does. It counts both the numbers and the letter. That's how to what apply your counter now. In a situation whereby you have a bulk data now and you want to count both letters and words and both letters and figures, now you can just make use of your count. Instead of you to be counting one after the other, you can just make use of your count. It will count both the letters and the figures together. Now the next thing is the odd. Now odds are, now how does this odd work in Excel now? In a situation whereby, now let me scroll down. In a situation whereby you have, for instance now, you have this 8 now. This 8 is an even number now, and you want to convert it to an odd number. Now you can just come here, click on it, apply your formula odd, double click on it, close the bracket, click on enter. Now you can see now it's now an odd number. It's no longer an even no longer an even number. Now same thing applicable to the to the even. No, equals to even, click on it. Now let me make use of this 9 now. 9, close the bracket, click on enter. Now you can see this 9 is actually an odd number. Now when I applied my even number, now it has make it an when I applied my even number, it has make it an even number. That's how to use the odd and the even number formulas in Excel. Now the next thing is the count blank. Count blank. Now in a situation whereby you in a data set you have some blank cells whereby you don't have anything, empty cells in it. Now you can just make use of your count blank. Now let me try something here now. For instance now, we don't have anything here. Now let's apply our count blank formula now. Equals to count blank. Can you see now? Let me just arrow down, arrow right, close the bracket, click on enter. Can you see now? It actually tells us what the numbers of empty cells we have. Now let's check now. Can you see now? We actually have one empty cell, because we pick from here to here and arrow right. Can you see now? So we actually have one empty cell. That's what the count blank does. Now like I undo I can undo the last action and return what is actually there back. Now let me try one more example for the count blank now. For instance now, we have 12. Okay, since we apply the formula there, 23, 12, 45. Here now let me say 67, 34, 33, 18, 3, 6, 9, 8, 4. Now instead of you to be counting the empty cells one after the other now, 5, 65, 78, 79, 50. Now you can just make use of your count block. Now I want to know the actual empty cells we have here now. Now let me just equals to count block, click on it. Now range is asking us the range first, means we should pick from where? From here, arrow down, arrow right. Now close the bracket, click on enter. We have what? We actually have empty cells, 11 empty cells. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can you see 8, 9, 10? This is the 11th one. That's how to make use of your what? Count. That's how to make use of your count blank. Now the next thing is the what? Sum if. Now what the sum if does for us is, in this case I have names and particular amount of money. I want to get a total of a particular items bought by a student. For instance, Bayo. How do I get the total? Another way you can apply this is, if you have a product and sales and you want to count how much for a particular product. Let me give an instance of some product now. Now let's say we have pen here. Pen, book, laptop, sorry. Let's say we have table, book, bag. Now pen is, let's see, let me clean some of. Okay, now let's say, let me highlight everything here. Now let me apply the dollar formula now, and sorry, the dollar sign now. Okay, I've applied the dollar sign. Let's say pen is $20. Click on enter. 50. Laptop is $70. $90 for table. Book is $80. Bag is $45. Now let me make it nearest whole number. Oh, okay. Sorry. Now let me make it nearest whole number. Just come here, click on. We've done similar things in the previous lesson. Now this is decimal sign. Let me just apply a border now to differentiate it now. Control 1. Control 1. Border. Okay. Now these are the information, or these are the information I want to use now. It could be in a row or a column, still the same thing. In this case now, I have name of product and equivalent amount of money. Now I want to get how much is the total amount of the book sold now. In this case now, I can use the sum if formula now. Now let's apply our sum if formula now. Now equals to sum. Okay, Click on it, sum if. Now it's asking us the range. That means what's the range? That means from this table now, that's our range. Arrow right, arrow down, sorry, arrow down, comma, criteria. That means what exactly do we want to what? Calculate the sum if for. Book, comma, that's the what? That's the criteria. The criteria we want to calculate we want to what? Calculate the sum if for is what? Is the book, comma. Now the next thing is what? Sum range. That means this book, where do we want to what? Calculate it from? Now from this what? From this table, on this table of value now, that's where we want to calculate our what? The value of all the books we have. Now close the bracket, click on enter. Can you see it now? $50 for one book here, $80 for one book here. That's what that makes it what? 130. It's because I have not what applied this dollar sign here. That's why there's no something. It doesn't pop up the dollar sign. Click on it now. This is the decimal. Now you can see it now. That's actually pop up. Now that's how to use the sum if formula. In a situation now, let me change what is here now. For instance, let me change what is here to, let's say, book. Click on enter. Can you see now? It has actually changed because the formula is actually working. In a situation you have a large bulk data, instead of you to be what? Looking for all the items and the values one after the other, you can just use your what? Sum if formula. Now let me come again now. The sum if formula now, the first one is what? Table range. That means the whole table where you have the what? The names and the values of the items. The second one is the what? The particular item you want to what? Use the sum if formula for. That's what? That's book. This is the particular item. That's E70. That is in cell E70. The next one is the what? Table and sum range. That means from what? This table of values now. This table of values now, where you want to calculate the what? The values of all the books you have. That's what? That's the sum range. Now, after that, close your bracket and click on enter. Can you see now? Our formula is actually working. Now, the last formula we'll be looking at is the count if. Now, before we move to this count if now, there's something I didn't mention on this if the other time that I skip. Now, we said, for instance, now look at here now. We said if were to be words or letters, that we'll put it in quotation. Now, we didn't do if were to be numbers now. Let me try and do one or two examples on that now. Now, for instance, now, if, now click on it, open bracket, if were to, what is here now? J18 equals to 8, comma, now, quotation, give me yes, comma, if not, quotation, give me no. That means if what is in J18 is 8, give me yes. If not, give me no. Close the bracket. Now click on enter. Can you see now? What is telling us here now that what is in J18 is actually 8. Now if I change it now to be 18, can you see now? It has actually changed to no. Now that's how the what? The if function works. As we proceed, we will be using the if function and all these formulas. Now, don't forget we said if, when you are using if function now, if we are talking about words or letters now, we put it in what? We put those letters or words in quotation. If we are talking about figures or numbers, you don't put it in what? In quotation. Don't forget. Now let's go to the count if now. What the count if does is, if I have some set of numbers now and I want to count how many 18s are in this what? This region now. Now let's apply our count if formula now. Equals to, let me count how many 18s do we have in this region now. Let me use that as an example. Or How many? Okay, how many 8? Let's say how many 8 do we have in this region now? Count, count if, double click. Now it's asking us the range. That means where actually do we want to what? The count the 8 now. Control arrow down, arrow right. Okay, okay. That's the range. Now the criteria, what we actually want to count, comma, the criteria, that's 18. Close the bracket, click on enter. Now we have how many 18 now? We have 318. Now let's check. That's 1, 2, 3. That's how to what? To use the count if. As we proceed, we'll be using the count if, and some other formulas too. Now, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also click on the notification button. When I drop a new video, you get notified. Also, like our video. Thank you so much. Till next lesson. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.